so far, I I've I've been doing my VR experiment with multiple sclerosis for about I think about a week. A week now. I've been doing it um, like every day. I've been doing just a little bit of VR, just experimenting, and personally for me, I I can feel a difference when I'm in VR. You know, I have multiple sclerosis. I was diagnosed last October 2017, and you know, my brain is, you know, peppered in lesions. So I don't know the science behind it, but to me, I just kind of wonder, does the VR, the virtual reality, does it, like, I don't know, like, trigger something in your brain? It tricks your brain, or it bypasses the lesions, or I don't know, because I can see a difference or feel a difference when I'm in VR. When I do my experiments, a lot of times, like, when I feel like crap, which is almost all the time, but when I feel like the worst, like when I like have a hard time talking, which I do a lot, when I have a hard time standing up, getting up, moving. It's kind of weird because with like MS, it affects people differently because it really depends on the locations of the lesions, you know, on your brain, on your spine, spinal cord, and everything. It affects people differently. Like sometimes it feels like I'm in slow motion where I don't know, I move slow, um, like I'm a sloth, but uh, but so like when I'm feeling at my lowest, that's when I sometimes I do some of my experiments to see if even when I have a hard time standing, where I have when I'm dizzy, disoriented, putting the VR set and playing a game, does that help? Does that make a difference? And honestly, for me, um, I feel a difference. But just personally for me, VR does impact the MS. It does do something. So I'm gonna continue to do studies. I'm gonna continue to do experiments on myself. Um, and I mean, I'm sure there are places out there that's done studies, that's done like real scientific, in-depth studies, but I can't really find any. I did, you know, manage to find like a few paragraphs article, on it, but that was it. It didn't like it didn't explain anything. It didn't give any details. It didn't seem like it was experimented. It was more like a theory in a way. So I don't know if there are places out there that's actually doing studies on this. That actually studies the brain while wearing the headset that's in VR. Is there a difference between a normal MS brain and then the MS brain in virtual reality? I think that would be a pretty interesting study. So if there are any doctors out there, neurologists or whatever, scientists or mad scientists or whatever, and you want to study this, you should really study it, because I'm doing it with the means that I'm doing it the way that I'm able to. But if you have the funding, if you have the tools, the technology to really in-depth study this, I think it's worth it. I don't know. As someone with multiple sclerosis, I do recommend that if you do have MS, that you give VR a chance, that you try it. I mean, there are places out there that you can go and try virtual reality. Like here in Flint, there is a place called the Sandbox, and they have all these virtual reality stations, where you can try it out. We can play the virtual reality games, and that was my first time experiencing VR at the Sandbox, and that was I think about 3 or 4 months ago when I first did it, and that was when I discovered, and my sister and brother also saw, that when I was in the virtual reality world, I acted normal. They saw a difference. I felt the difference. And so I stumbled across this about 3 or 4 months ago, and so that's why I got the virtual reality for myself, for my own personal use, because I want to do more studies, more experiments on this, because and so far it helps. I really feel a difference. It's insane. So if you have MS and there is a place near you where you can try VR, or you know of a friend or whatever, just give it a shot. It might not work for you, because MS affects people differently based on the locations of the lesions. Probably just where my lesions are at. The VR is, I don't know. I don't know what the science is behind it, but there is a difference. I don't know. I think I don't know. I think I'm onto something. I really do, and I'm actually kind of excited for this journey. To see where it'll go. There is that chance that right now I feel a difference. I feel good in VR, but down the road, over too much exposure might, I don't know, worsen my MS. I mean, that is a possibility. I don't think so, but hope not. So, and if it does, I'll let you guys know, and I'll say, no, don't do it. But right now, I feel the positive effects of it, and it is worth it. It does help. So really, check it out. But I'm gonna continue to do more videos of this. I'm gonna do more experiments, and I'm gonna try it out some more and see. I want to see what my progress is. But of course, that's just in the VR. Once I take it off, and I'm back in the real world, the real world, all the MS comes back, and all these symptoms come back, and it's almost like, I don't know, maybe perhaps like when I'm in the VR, it's almost like the lesions fall asleep. I know that's not the case. I know the lesions are actually just scar, whatever. But just for argument's sake, it's like the lesions fall asleep. But the moment I take VR off and I'm in the real world, the real world, it's like the lesions that wake up and they're like, no, we're not having it. I don't know. But anyways, if you're interested, like it, subscribe it, leave me some comments, some suggestions or tips or whatever. And I do plan on making more videos of this, more videos of this journey. Of course, I'm not a hardcore YouTuber or anything like that. My content is a little bit more random or whatever, but right now I'm going to focus a little bit more on this, on the effects of virtual reality with multiple sclerosis. Stay tuned for the next experiment on me. Sounds terrible. Oh, this could be a bad idea, or the worst. No, wait. This could be a bad idea, or the best. I meant to say the best, or the worst. I don't. Anyways, thanks for watching.